Hey guys, Miss Molly here, back for class again this week. This is the white, orange, yellow class, and we are going to start with our bow and oath. Chup, Kimye, ATA, ma'am, each day I will live by honoring my parents and instructors, by practicing to the best of my abilities, by having courtesy and respect for everyone I meet, ma'am. Chup. Okay, well, I hope that you have been able to go along with the videos that we've posted and gotten some exercise this week. Let's start out. Let's do some jumping jacks. Ready? Let's do 25. 1, ma'am. 2, ma'am. 3, ma'am. 4, ma'am. 5, ma'am. 6, ma'am. 7, ma'am. 8, ma'am. 9, ma'am. 10, ma'am. 11, ma'am. 12, ma'am. 13, ma'am. 14, ma'am. 15, ma'am. 16, ma'am. 17, ma'am. 18, ma'am. 19, ma'am. 20, ma'am. 21, ma'am. 22, ma'am. 23, ma'am. 24, ma'am. 25, ma'am. And set. Let's work on our warrior combos. Last week, we went 1 through 4. So let's do that again. We're going to do 1 through 4. I'm going to try something different tonight. I'm going to have Mr. Jolly record my reflection doing these, okay? So you can see what hand is punching by watching me in the mirror.
Am I getting you in this too, or just the reflection?
You don't need to get me in it, just the reflection. Hello. This is a little weird. Okay, 1, jab. 1, 1, 1. 2 is a jab cross. 2, 2, 2, 2. See where my hand is coming? When I'm punching, the other hand comes back to my face. 3, cross, hook, cross. 3. Make sure you're breathing. 3, 3. 4 is a jab, cross, hook, cross. 4, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And set. That's a great exercise that you can do looking in your mirror at home. Shadow boxing is what it's called. Looking right up next to one of your siblings or mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or another grown-up that lives with you. They can put their hands out. Elena, if you can come over here. To give you a target, they can put their hands out. You can see Elena turns her hand on that hook. So let's do 4. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be fancy. Did that hurt when I did that? No, it doesn't hurt. And when we do them in the air, really what we're looking for is we're looking for speed. So once you get when you get the memorization down and the power down, really work on them. Do I expect you all to look like that now? No. You just started doing these, so of course not. So I want to do a little bit of stretching. I hope that you've all been stretching this week. I'm imagining lots of heads nodding. Okay. Make sure about 30 seconds or a minute. You can do this when you get up in the morning, before you go to bed at night. Lots of times you can work on stretching. Another thing, we'll do these regular ones, and then I'm going to show you another way that you can stretch. So our stretching is one thing is to work on delayed gratification. So that means that by stretching today, tomorrow morning I'm not going to see much of a change. And especially as an adult, it takes adults a little bit longer to see results, but consistency is what matters. So it's really just doing this every single day. And now that you guys can't go anywhere, it's a lot easier to do this. You don't need a lot of space. You can sit on your living room floor, sit on your kitchen floor, your bedroom floor. There's lots of different places where you could do this, in front of the TV or listening to music, doing your homework, working on your laptop. Well, that would be wouldn't be impossible. So another thing that I like to do for stretching are called stretch kicks, okay? And what they are, you hold your hand out. You don't move your hand up and down. You hold your hand in the same place. And you kick your foot up, just like a front kick, and land in the back. And that really stretches out your hamstring muscles. And do that on both sides. Make sure that you're not bringing your hand down. Okay, keep your hand right where it's at. If you need to lower your hand, that's absolutely fine. And then, I'll take you back here. Come with me. A side stretch kick. Make sure you got that pivot. Remember we talked about this last week with that pivot. But, so this is not a side kick. This is a side stretch kick. This will really stretch out your hips. So make sure you do that on both sides. Okay? I would do a couple sets of these, maybe 10 in each set. I like 9 because that's a Korean lucky number. Anything that's a multiple of 3 is lucky. Okay, let's work on our form. I'm going to have Elena help me with this. We are going to move on to the next section of the form. Don't tell Mr. Johnson, okay? I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, so as you recall, we are facing toward the parents. Because what this is the second half of the tournament form. So song of 1, the second half of it, of the tournament form. But this will be our testing form for this cycle. Drop. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to have you step out, and I'm going to have you step into a front stance, left front stance. Ready, step forward. High block. Reverse, punch. Front kick, low block, step and punch. What stance are we in? Front stance. Yes, we're both in front stances. Okay, back to your spot. Ready, Elena? Step forward. High block. Reverse. Punch. Front kick. Low block. Step and punch. Now we're going to add a piece. She's going to take that left foot and step into a middle stance. She's going to do a strong, looking with her eyes first. Inner forearm block. Step, side kick. That's where we're going to stop. We're going to stop right there. Okay, so go back. We're going to go back to you stepped and punched. So when you go to turn, how do you know that the evil ninja's there? You have to look first. Because if I'm going to go after Elena here, and I go like that, well, first of all, she's going to come after me. But if I don't see where she's at, I'm not going to get her. So make sure. Okay, we just stepped and punched. Turn. Inner forearm block. Step. Side kick. Should we finish it up? Where's Mr. Johnson? Is he watching? No. Okay, we'll do it then. Don't tell anybody. And you have a strong knife hand. And then you're going to step and punch. form. That's all there is to it. So, let's go back. We're gonna start back where we were at, we're gonna start with the first move. Very good place to start. 50 bonus points if you can tell me what movie that's from. I'm gonna start at the very beginning because it's a very good place to start. Okay, so we're gonna step forward, high block, reverse, punch, front kick, low block, step and punch, turn, inner form block, step, side kick, knife hand, step and punch, and set. Thank you for your help, Alana. There's nobody else clapping. What's the sound of one hand clapping? Yeah, Joe. Okay.
There's a way to do it.
Our board breaks. Once again, the reverse horizontal elbow strike. Power, power, power. Does not come from your arm. Okay? It comes from your hips and from your core, the center of your body, turning that. Let's practice that 10 times, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I challenge you after this to work on the other side as well, because it's important to work that your not so strong side as much as you work your strong side. And the number 3 side kick. Whoa, didn't we just do that in the form? Yes. So here's what I'm going to challenge you to do. I'm going to have Elena run down to the windows. Now, if you do not have space at home to do this, do it as much as you can. I know in our home, no, we'd probably be able to do about 2 number 3 side kicks, and then we'd have to run back and start over. So what I'm going to ask Elena to do, she's going to get into a good middle stance with her hands up. Why do we keep our hands up? So we don't get hit in the face. I'm going to have her step and side kick all the way down the mat. Ready? Go! Let's add a yell in there. Hey!
Every time?
Every time. Do it.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Switch feet. Go.
Hey! 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 Hey!
Elena, what part of the board should you be hitting with?
What part of the foot?
What part of your foot should you be hitting the board with?
The heel.
The heel. Make sure, if you're practicing this at home on something, if you happen to have a bag at home, or if a taller and older person, not old, older than you, is holding, say, like a pillow for you, try to hit the same spot over and over with that heel. Because that's what's going to break the board, is hitting it with your heel right in the middle. Put a piece of tape. Sometimes what I've done in class, I'll put a piece of tape. I'll say, find where your target is. I don't want you hitting way up here. That's a silly side kick. I don't want you hitting here, because that hurts. But we find somewhere, and let's hit that. See, now I'm too close. That's the other thing about number 3 side kicks. You can really work on this at home, is work on the distance, because the number 3 side kick is a very powerful board break because you have that momentum, as opposed to a number 1, which is just picking up your foot and kicking. However, you have to work on your distance. So that's something that you can do. I think it's supposed to be a little bit nicer this week. So you could even go outside in your driveway or sidewalk, put some chalk down on the ground and see how close you can get to somebody, even if it's nothing you're gonna break, have somebody hold out a piece of paper. And then you could put a piece of chalk, put a chalk line on the ground and see how, based on how tall you are or how long your legs are, see what that distance is. So where's somewhere else that we talk about distance? Our timing drill, our tag drill. I really do appreciate the pictures and videos and the comments that we've had about you guys working on these. It's been great to see all that, so keep it up. Because since we're not interacting with you, it's very weird to talk to a camera to do a class. It's very weird. I miss you guys, I miss your smiling faces. I miss your parents laughing at my silly jokes. They're usually pretty bad, but anyway. So, we're gonna work on weapons. Our single stick. Here's what I'm gonna challenge Miss Elena to do. First of all, define my single stick. I thought I brought it out here.
Yes, you did.
I think
Juliana took it.
Oh, okay. So, Elena is going to be getting the single sticks. In the meantime, remember, guys, we're gonna get through this, okay? This is all really, really confusing, especially if you're younger and you don't quite, I mean, grown-ups, we usually have all the answers. And right now we don't have all the answers. And it's hard for us, and it's hard for your parents to not have all the answers. But just know, keep focusing on keeping your mind active, your body active, and it's gonna be no time before we're all back here in class together. Thank you. Okay, so if you remember last week, Elena, if you could come out here, we worked on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not that fast, but. We kind of gave you a little bit of a hint of what was to come. So, we did a and you see, the stick is in our front hands. I know sometimes in class I've done it with it being in the back hand. For purposes of this, the moving, we're going to do it in the front. I came prepared today.
Give me the stick.
So,
Here's where you guys can all laugh right now. It's upside down. Can't see the pirate.
since I always feel like a pirate when I'm doing this, I have my pirate headband, even though you can't see the pirate. Just imagine there's a pirate on here, okay?
Imagine Pirates of the Caribbean.
So once again, this is something that you can practice at home with a sibling, or I'd be curious to see. In fact, maybe we should do a little contest.
Ooh, what is it?
I'm thinking to find who can do the most creative sword or stick battle without anybody getting hurt. Okay, be very careful.
Use these sticks.
Use these sticks or something comparable. If you have a combat weapon, that could also work for this. But I want to see how creative you can get. I mean, we had, in class, we had people say lightsabers or
That's generic though.
swords or, trying to think of some of the other ones.
There's not.
So, baton, somebody said a baton. You don't even know what a baton
I
is,
do know what a
probably.
baton is.
Okay, so she knows. So, but the important thing of those moves, it's too high, too low, bounce off. The little twist, that's just a fancy thing. Actually, that would be something that you could practice at home.
Don't go into too hard. Just focus.
Okay? I remember when Mr. Johnson taught me how to do this, I made it completely more difficult than it needed to be. So, it looks pretty fancy when Elena does it. Yeah, it kind of looks fancy when I do it a little bit, maybe. No, she says I don't. Anyway. So keep working on these. It's also something you can work on in the air, okay? I do have the wrong foot in front. Thank you, Elena. Sorry, I'm listening to Miss Robin back there do her tiger class, so it just distracted me for a moment. So you can do this at home. You could do this against a bag if you have a big stuffed animal. Nah, I suppose that might be difficult. I'm just trying to be creative because I know not everybody has one of these at home. But you can definitely work on it in the air, and you can even work on that foot movement, which leads us to our timing drill, our tag drill. Elena doesn't want to do the tag drill today.
We can do the tag drill.
But I want you to work on something. Elena, if you can come out here. When you get to be camel belts in your sparring and combat sparring, something that is so important is footwork. And I don't mean fancy footwork, okay? We're not talking about dancing or a dance-off or anything like that. But what I'm talking about is being able to move your feet. You don't need to be bouncing up and down, but you need to be, I'm gonna get a little closer here. Okay, so we talk about needing the heel, kicking with your heel on your side kick for the board, okay? This is called the ball of the foot. And the ball of the foot is where you want to be when you're sparring or combat sparring. Why? It makes you faster. Because if Elena comes toward me and I have my feet flat, it's going to take me that much longer to get up and move. As opposed to if I was already up, I could just move. It may not seem like it's that much more time, but when you are in a combat weapons match or a sparring match, and you're sitting like this, or you're like this,
That's already a big difference.
it's a huge difference. Because that much time can mean you get scored on or not. Do not use these as combat weapons in sparring your siblings or your parents. It's my PSA here,
Disclaimer.
my disclaimer. But that is the idea of what we're doing with this footwork, with working on, and you guys are so good at it. I'm so impressed every single class at how your footwork is really, really good. So that's what I want you to work on. And you can even combine it with the warrior punches, the warrior combos. But work on some footwork. And it's not just bouncing, but you could do it with yourself in the mirror. Just work on moving around. Have mom or dad help you out, or a sibling. You don't need to have any.
You have someone call out the direction you need to move.
Yeah, you could have. That's a good idea. You could have someone call out the direction to move, or have mom or dad come up here. Or if you have a dog that is really wild and active, the dog would probably do this. Come on over here, Lena, please. So, but we're not even, without even touching each other, we can work on footwork. So if she comes toward me, I'm gonna move back. Or I'm gonna move, excuse excuse me, I'm gonna do it like a side step. And we just side step the same way.
Yeah.
So that's what I want you to work on. Work on some footwork. It doesn't have to be complicated. We've been doing this a long time. So even if it's just working on doing the tag drill with your sibling and being on the balls of your feet, okay? Awesome. Stay tuned, we're gonna keep having more videos coming. And just to say again, I can't really say it enough. I really miss seeing all your faces and miss teaching you. So this is actually kind of a bit of a therapy for me because I am kind of teaching you. Even though you're not here to see it, I know that you're out there watching it. So keep working hard, keep working on that form, okay? I just showed you all of the form. It's the whole testing form. And that's the whole testing form, guys. So keep working on that. You are gonna look so amazing when we get back into class. So be good to your parents, siblings, grandparents, anybody that lives in your house, and we'll see you next time.